up the Caseta Wireless In-Wall Light Dimmer Kit. We'll cover turning off power, replacing a single-pole switch with a Caseta wireless dimmer, pairing the dimmer and Pico remote control, changing your favorite light level setting, and finally, adjusting the dimming range for LED and CFL light bulbs. Let's get started. Replacing a single-pole switch with a Caseta wireless in-wall dimmer is easy. A single-pole switch is one wall switch that controls a light or group of lights. Lights that are controlled from two or more locations, such as stair lights, use three-way switches. If your light has two or more switches, please watch Replacing Three-Way Switches with Caseta Wireless Dimmers. Before you start, keep in mind that you can mix and match dimmable LEDs, dimmable compact fluorescent bulbs or CFLs, as well as halogen and incandescent light bulbs with Caseta wireless dimmers. For this installation, you'll need a Caseta wireless in-wall dimmer, wire connectors and screws that came with the dimmer, a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and pliers. Before you begin, make sure to turn off power to the circuits you'll be working on at the circuit breaker. Confirm that there's no power at the switch before continuing. Remove the wall plate from the switch you'll be replacing. Remove the switch mounting screws, and pull the switch away from the wall. You'll see 3 wires from your wall box connected to your switch. Disconnect all the wires from the switch by loosening the screws and unhooking the wires. Now you can install your dimmer. First, connect the green dimmer wire to the bare copper or green ground wire in the wall box, using a wire connector that came with the dimmer. Twist clockwise to tighten the connector. Connect either of the remaining wires from the dimmer to either of the remaining wires in the wall box using a second wire connector. Connect the remaining dimmer wire to the remaining wall box wire using a third wire connector. Tuck the wires back into the wall box. Align the Caseta wireless dimmer with the wall box and mount it using the screws that came with the dimmer. Now you can replace the wall plate. If you're using a Claro screwless wall plate, first, separate the front panel of the wall plate from its adapter. Place the Claro wall plate adapter over the Caseta wireless dimmer, and fasten the Claro wall plate adapter to the dimmer by tightening the screws included with the Claro wall plate. Then, snap the front of the wall plate into place. If you install the dimmer next to other dimmers or switches, you'll need to install a wall plate with the correct size and number of openings to accommodate all the devices. Finally, turn the power back on at the circuit breaker. If you're going to install a Caseta wireless dimmer next to other dimmers or switches, you will need to remove the dimmer's metal side sections. Removing side sections reduces the dimmer's maximum load rating. Please visit casetawireless.com for maximum load information. Only remove side sections that will border another dimmer or switch. Grasp each section firmly with pliers and bend back and forth. Pairing the dimmer and Pico remote control. To pair the Pico remote control, press and hold the off button on the dimmer for 6 seconds, until the LEDs on the dimmer start blinking. Then, press and hold the off button on the Pico remote control for 6 seconds, until the light you are controlling flashes 3 times. Repeat these steps for any additional Pico remote controls. And that's it. Now you can control your light with the Pico remote control from anywhere in the room. Changing your favorite light level setting.
How to connect a hue light with dimmer switch to the bridge. For this installation, we'll use a dimmer switch and the Philips Hue app. When you have a light that's already paired with a switch, adding it to your app is a little different than adding a lamp. Let's get started. Open the Philips Hue app and go to Settings. Then, select Accessory Setup. Press the plus icon to add an accessory and then select Hue Dimmer Switch. Choose option 2 for a dimmer switch that has already been paired with lights. Press the small button on the back of the switch to activate pairing mode, which pairs your switch with the app. When the switch is discovered, it will search for the lights connected to your switch. Once you've tapped Done, you can assign the dimmer switch to work with the room you select here. You can even name and control your dimmer switch inside the Philips Hue app. Now you can rename and configure your dimmer switch with your app. Hue Personal Wireless Lighting. Innovation in you. Philips.
Electrician's pliers, a wire stripper, electrical tape, and a handheld voltage tester. Be sure to turn the power off at the circuit breaker and use a voltage tester to ensure that the power is completely off. Now we need to identify the hot wire. To do this, turn the circuit breaker back on. Carefully use the voltage tester to test each wire. The hot wire will be indicated by the tester. Once identified, turn off the circuit breaker to shut power and test to ensure that the power is off. Use a small piece of electrical tape to label the hot wire. Identify whether the wiring application is single pole or a three-way application. If wiring in the box does not resemble either of these configurations, please consult an electrician. We will begin with a single pole application. Note that in this example there is a black hot line wire, a black load wire, 2 white neutral wires, and a bare copper wire, which is the ground. Keep in mind the colors of the wires can vary. The hot wire may be black or red. The ground wire could be green or bare copper. If you're unsure, please contact an electrician. This device is equipped with terminal screws and may be wired 2 ways, side wire or back wire. Side wiring is done by wrapping the conductor around the terminal screw. Back wiring is done by inserting the conductor under the clamp of the terminal screw. For this installation, we'll use back wiring. Before wiring, it's important you identify the terminal screws on the device to ensure that you're wiring it correctly. The black, or BK, is for the line or hot wire. The silver, or WH terminal, is for the neutral wire. The red, or RD terminal, is for the load. And the green terminal is for the ground wire. Next, you need to be sure that the wires are prepared for installation. Start by making sure the wires are straight and stripped according to the strip gauge. If done so already, separate the white neutral wires. To start, take the copper or ground wire and feed it under the clamp of the green terminal screw. Tighten the screw to secure. Connect the load wall box wire to terminal screw marked RD. Continue the same process for the white wire under the silver terminal.
Alexa, turn on the kitchen.
Say hello to WeMo Dimmer, the smart dimmer that makes your life truly comfortable. The WeMo Dimmer is versatile. Control it like a regular switch. From the WeMo app, or give power to your voice.
Turn on movie lighting.
You can also set schedules to make your life easier. And protect your eyes at night with night mode. Or get your home vacation ready for peace of mind with away mode.
Turn off the bedroom.